Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another video. All right, y'all, back with another fight announcement video. Back to the flyweight division again. It's going down for UFC Fight Night March 12th. Now, I know as quick as these fights can be announced, they can be taken away from us. Something always goes wrong when these fights get canceled. But look, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I just want to talk about this matchup here because I find it interesting. You know, both of these fighters are really in must-win situations. You know, one more than the other. But it's going down March 12th in the flyweight division. We got Sabina Mazo versus Mandy Bohm. And as y'all know, both of these fighters are coming off of some crushing losses. Sabina Mazo, as y'all know, she went 0-2 in 2021. You know, she lost to Alexis Davis, in which she took that fight at 135. Yeah, 135. And she pretty much got schooled by Alexis Davis in the wrestling department and just got out-clinched, outworked and everything, you know, against Alexis Davis. But the brutal loss in 2021 for Sabina Mazo was against Maria Agapova, in which she was just picked apart and dropped in the third round and submitted. You know, she just really looked off in that fight. You know, it was a brutal loss. Maria Agapova just came back in dominant fashion, you know, struck from the outside and just pieced her up, you know, beat her up, and then finally dropped her and submitted her. You know, I thought that was like crazy. You know, I thought the fight would have been more competitive, but Mazo really looked off in 2021. She just really looked bad in 2021. No lie. I mean, that didn't look like the Sabina Mazo that I've seen in 2020, 2019, 2018. You know what I mean? She really looked off. So she's really in a must-win situation. For real, she is. 0-2 in 2021. And, you know, this division is just getting better and better. And, I mean, they're just signing more fighters as well. You know, they're just signing more fighters. The competition's getting stiff. Then you got Mandy Bohm, who I think is in a must-win situation as well because, you know, she lost her UFC debut against a fighter like Ariane Lipski. You know, she got dominated by Ariane Lipski. You know, Ariane Lipski, she's not really considered like one of the most promising flyweights, but she is getting better. I will give her that. You know, she has been tightening up with ATT. Definitely has been working on her striking and getting tighter with her takedown defense. But I think after getting dominated by a fighter like that, you really have to come back and show up for Mandy Bohm. You know, she really got to go back and, you know, erase all doubt from that fight. Maybe just make us think it's first-time jitters or something, you know, because Ariane Lipski really had success with her hands and could have knocked Mandy Bohm out in that fight. You know, she was really stepping on the inside of the range of Mandy Bohm, landing good right hands and just really hurting her with some big shots, right? So, yeah, Mandy Bohm's in a must-win. You know, I say that because even though that was her UFC debut, if she goes in here and loses, the UFC could cut her because they could be in a situation where they're doing cutbacks and they might cut fighters that just aren't looking the part of the UFC, or looking the part of the UFC, right? I mean, as fast as they are signing these flyweights, they'll cut some as well because they got over like 20, 30 flyweights that are unranked. So she has to look good. Even though it's only one fight she lost, she still got to look good because they could cut you. They could cut you just like that, you know? So she got to look good in there. But my thoughts on this style matchup here, I like it. You know, I do like the style matchup because, you know, it's once again similar to the Agapova Mazo fight. You know, we got the tall, wiry frame fighters, you know, that like to strike. You know, they like to go in there and throw those lobbing shots here. So I think we're going to get an explosive stand-up fight here. But I think somebody's going to want to go for the ground in this fight. Once they start to really get pieced up, you might have to see somebody, you know, use that IQ and go to plan B. But overall, I think that this is going to be a fight where you see Mandy Bohm start to try to utilize her reach more and her height and start pumping a jab out in this fight because she's really going to need a jab. And that's why I haven't really been – that's why I don't really say a long fighter has a height advantage or a reach advantage anymore because if they don't know how to use it, then I can't say it's an advantage, right? Because Bohm didn't know how to utilize her reach against Lipski, and Mazo didn't really know how to utilize her reach and her length against Agapova. She was just playing the part of the fighter where she was chasing Agapova. That's why she got picked apart. Instead of controlling the center of the octagon, she was doing the chasing. She was, you know, cutting off her own reach and getting pieced up. Same with Bohm. So going into this fight, it's going to come down to whoever can utilize their reach to the best of their advantage. You know, so it's not an advantage until they get it going. You know, Sabina Mazo, she's what, 5'7" with a 70-inch reach. So she's long. You know, she's long. So this is going to have to be a fight where she controls the center and plays the counterpuncher. You know, go ahead and play the counterpuncher. Just stay in the center of the octagon and let her come to you and try to get those jabs going to set up the head kicks. You know, get the power. You know, get that power factor known early. You know, put it on Sabina Mazo the same way Lipski did. You know, I think Mazo has to get a faster start in this fight. You know, that's the thing about her. She's a very slow starter. Like, she won't pick it up till, like, the second round, part of the second round. And then she usually goes in there for that quick finish in the third round. Like she'll take that first round off or the second round off and then come back in the third round looking for big head kicks. But no, against Mandy Bohm, she got to be faster because I think Mandy Bohm going to be coming in here looking to try to dominate. So for her, she has to control that center of the octagon. Mandy Bohm, though, I think she has a very decent ground game. She has good clinch game. She's very strong. I've seen it in some of her older fights, whenever she fought, even in Bellator. I think it was like a couple years ago now. But she has the same reach, 70-inch. So it's really going to come down to the timing here and who can who can be first. Who can be first in this fight. She's like an inch shorter. So yeah, these fighters are about the same height, same reach. So you're going to see a lot of I think you're going to see a lot of moments where both fighters are going to try to go for body kicks. Mazo, I can see her going for head kicks, and you're going to see some trading in there. I think I think these fighters are going to be really trying to go for that knockout in this fight because Mazo's in a position where she knows she needs to win. Mandy Bohm knows she's in a position to win. But if anything, I think it's going to be Mandy Bohm who's going to try to utilize more technique in this fight, because she knows she's in that must-win position, so she has to try her best to look good, not just go in there and score a win and like a barn burner, but she's going to try to put it together, and she's got to. She's really got to, man, because like I said, this flyweight division is picking up, and you got to look good in here. You got to look good. You can't just go in there and score a win. If you want to be breaking into that top 15, you got to start dominating fighters, because look at the fighters like Manon, even Casey O'Neal's already breaking into the top 15. And you got Aaron Blanchfield down here, who's looking to break in. So if you want to surpass these other fighters, you got to go in there and just be dominant. That's what it all comes down to, not just scoring a win, but being dominant on this level. But just an early look now. Well, I will go back and analyze, but if I had to pick right now, just like I'm kind of leaning towards Mandy Bohm in this one because I think she can make those adjustments in this type of fight, and I think if she picks up the pace early, she can build up a lead on Sabina Mazo because Sabina can still be a slow fighter or a slow starter, and she's really going to need to pick it up. And it seems like it's kind of hard for her to change her ways with that. Pretty much all of her past few fights, she's always been that slow starter. And, she's paid for it against Agapova, almost paid for it against Justine Keesh. She paid for it in the Alexis Davis fight too, right? And what else? She paid for it against Marina Moreau as well, right? Marina Moreau beat her. And I think Marina Moreau did, right? Yeah, I think she did. Yeah, I have to go back and look at that fight. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got on this. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section. These unranked flyweight fights, they've been turning out pretty good. Some pretty good matchups. Get a lot of excitement on the third and fourth tier of the flyweight division. I'm just trying to sit back and enjoy some of these fights. But hopefully this one comes through. Fingers crossed. Let me know what y'all think. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.